We are going to discuss what is object-oriented programming in Java, what is classes, what is object, what is constructor, and some specific keywords used in Java. So first of all, understand what is class. Class is basically a blueprint of the program or algorithm or the task that we are going to perform with the help of object. तो सपोज कीजिए कि कोई आपको काम है, आपने बैंक खोला, ठीक है, उस बैंक में क्या क्या फंक्शनैलिटीज होगी, क्या क्या वो काम करेगा, दैट इज अंडर अ क्लास। ठीक है, ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? ऑब्जेक्ट इज अ रियल लाइफ एंटिटी। ऑब्जेक्ट किसको बोलते हैं? रियल लाइफ एंटिटी दैट डिनोट्स कि वो पर्टिकुलर जो चीज़ है उसका बिहेवियर कैसा होगा, वो क्या काम करेगी, कैसे करेगी। सपोज एप्पल इज एन ऑब्जेक्ट and the specific entities like its color, its category, its sweet taste is kind of a class method and a special instant object that we are using inside the Apple object. Now we are using book. Book is an object, like, but the category of book, the title of book, the niche category of that book is specifying the behavior and the classes method of that particular object. Moving ahead, the object are composed of three categories. First of all, the object contains state. State basically means represent the data, means what the data is going to store in our object. Behavior is what the object is going to do after declaring the class. Identity means the different data or the identity id that is not visible to the external users but are understandable by jvm to identify each object uniquely in the memory. As I already mentioned, an object is an instant of class. A class is a template of blueprint. ठीक है. An object is a real world entity. मैंने आपको एक पूरा ही बता दिया, जैसे कि एक डब्बा है, ठीक है, उस डब्बे में कुछ चीजें हैं जिसको आप यूज कर सकते हो, लाइक अ स्क्रू। मान लीजिए स्क्रू एक क्लास है। अब उस स्क्रू को या तो आप वॉशिंग मशीन बनाने के लिए यूज करो, या उस स्क्रू को आप यूज करो टीवी बनाने के लिए। डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कैटेगरी, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट यूसेस। या उस स्क्रू को आप क्या करो, यूज करो लैपटॉप बनाने के लिए, ठीक है, या फिर उस स्क्रू को आप यूज कर सकते हो कोई मैकेनिकल मशीन बनाने के लिए। दिस इज कॉल्ड ऑब्जेक्ट, मीन्स मल्टीपल कैटेगरीज आर यूजिंग सेम मेथड, सेम behavior is called object. Real world entities that are using same behavior or the same task is called an object, and that behavior is called, or the blueprint is called, a class in Java. Moving ahead, what is class? Class is a group of objects, or you can blueprint from which objects are created, that I have already told you. How we can define class in Java? I already told you whenever we started our lecture, we have to make a class that is named from the file name and then going to make a main method for running the main code. Instance. Now coming to the instance. What are instance? Instance are the variables that we are going to declare inside our class but before the starting of any method. Suppose in this class I am gonna to make a variable int a is equals to 10. This is called an instance. There is no method here and I am declaring variable outside to any method. This is called an instance variable. Moving ahead, method in Java. Why we are using method? Method is using to avoid rewriting the same code. Like we have to find factorial of a number multiple time in our code. We are not going to rerun the same logic again and again just to find the factorial. We are just going to do one task, that is going make an method and call it every single time when you want to use a particular method or you want to find the factorial of that number. Moving ahead, it's increase code reusability and optimization. Optimization, already told you, if our code is not written again and again, no necessary loops, and code will be optimized. Now in many cases we use new keyword. Many times whenever we declare an array we use new, or whenever we declare an object we majorly use new keyword. Why it is used in Java? Whenever we created an object, it is going to store in the memory of Java. Memory of Java is like slicing. It's a heap type, and that object id is going to store in a particular cell, and we are using new keyword. In Java, garbage collection is done automatically. If you want to do collection, then you can use gc method. By using this method, your used cell will be automatically free from the object. Then the object doesn't know about the memory address at which it is stored. Moving ahead, objects and classes main method. I'm going to show that example too. Object and main method outside the class, we are also using that. Way to initialize the object. The way of initialization is object is very simple in Java. We can initialize object with three ways: by reference variable, by method, or by constructor. First of all, understand what is initialization and object. Initializing an object means कि आपके अंदर कुछ वेरिएबल्स हैं, आपकी क्लास के अंदर कुछ डेटा वेरिएबल्स हैं. हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू असाइन डेटा टू दोज वेरिएबल यूनिकली टू द यूनिक ऑब्जेक्ट्स. मान लो मेरे पास ऑब्जेक्ट्स है कार, bicycle. These are all an objects of vehicle class. These are all objects of vehicle. Obviously car instance or car data is different from bicycle. So how I am going to provide the data to the each object? So there are three ways to provide data to each class, which is by reference variable, by method, or by using constructor. First of all, going ahead, let me go teach you the code how we are using objects and classes, and how we are using two types. One is main method outside the class or inside the class. I hope it is clear to everybody. I hope. Now first of all, main method inside same class. Let me teach you this. For example, we have a class main, we have a public class main, and we have a main method inside this. Now I've created a instance variable that is a, length, and breadth, and we have to find its area. So I'm making a public int area method that is going to take int l, and int b denotes to the data of length and breadth, and I'm going to find that area. I hope it is clear. How I can assign the variable, this variables to this data? We can use simply this dot length. This variable is used. क्यों यूज होता है this variable? This variable हमें ये help करता है. We are denoting that we are initialization or giving the data to the variable named length, which is belonging to this class, which belong to this class, and this is this dot breadth is equals to b. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now I'm going to calling in another variable, another function. We can call a method of the same class in any method, but we can't call a method of another class inside another class without making a object. We can call the method only when the class is static or the methods are static, otherwise we are not able to do this task. So we are going to calculate. I'm going to make this function and then return calculate. I'm just returning this. I hope it is clear. Now make a public int calculate, just call empty method and then going to return what I am doing, l length, which is the variable of shared variable. These variables are shared means this variable can be used in any method of this class into VREA DTH. Breath, I hope it is clear. Now what we are going to do this main method belongs to the same class, so we can just call this method as it is. No need to create an object. You can create an object of with specify to different memory space, but you can also use this. Now we have to length is 12 and breadth is 5. I hope it is clear. Now makes learn. Breadth BREADDH. BREADDH. I hope it is spelling is clear. BREADDH. I hope spelling is clear. As a main method is static. Static method can only call static data. So we have to make this program static. This dot non-static variable, this cannot be referred from a static context. It means we are just going to do this. Forget static. I am going to teach you the static behavior in the upcoming class because it's tough to understand everything in the single instance. So हम इसको compile करके देखते हैं. Hello world, nothing has been printed. Why nothing has been printed? Because it has returned something that is integer. Int r is equals to this one, and I'm going to print system dot out dot println. It's gonna to print the area of this variable. You can also do one thing. You can create an object. We have to specify the data type of that class and are naming that object and are using new for creating a memory space for the particular object. I have created it. And then gonna to do this. Yeah, same thing. And if I do ob dot area, just do this. इट मीन्स वी आर यूजिंग ऑब्जेक्ट दिस. अब मैं बोल रही हूँ कि इस ऑब्जेक्ट का कौन सा मेथड मुझे यूज करना है. दैट इज गोइंग टू एरिया. ओके, वी हैव टू गिव एन आर्ग्यूमेंट 12 into 6. It means need an argument because we have to define data. You can say it is working as. बट इसमें क्या हो गया, अब इसको सेपरेट मेमोरी मिल रही है. पहले इसको सेपरेट मेमोरी की जरूरत नहीं थी. So in this code, what I have teached you, I have teach you the instances. I have teach you how to make method in the same class, how to call that method in the same class, how to call that method two types, two ways in the same class. I hope it is clear to everybody. I hope it is crystal clear to everybody. जहाँ तक हमने किया है वो सारा आपको क्लियर होगा. ठीक है, ये होती है क्लासेस कैसे बनाते हैं और हम मेथड को कैसे कॉल करते हैं. आई होप इट इज क्लियर. नाउ वी कैन मेक डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट्स. अब इसमें कैट बनाओ, मैट बनाओ, हर एक में अपना डेटा दो और सेम मेथड वो यूज कर सकता हूँ. और एक ऑब्जेक्ट का डेटा हम दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू नहीं ले सकते. हर ऑब्जेक्ट अपना एक यूनिक डेटा रखता है. नाउ सपोज आई एम वांटिंग टू यूज अ मेन मेथड इन डिफरेंट क्लास एंड सेपरेट क्लास. Like I am making class, I am making class, I am making a class name is vehicle. Specifically making a class of cake. मान लो we are making the name of cake, and I'm just saying the same method public void and then going to taste. I'm just printing the taste and then going to say that system dot out dot println and then going to say the this cake is strawberry flavor, strawberry This cake is strawberry, and I'm just going to use this method into another class. We can't just say, we can't use this, we can't say that taste ने मैंने ऐसे नहीं कॉल कर सकती, अब इसको मैं ऐसे सिंपली नहीं लिख सकती, because taste method is not the method of this class, it is going to the method of the another class. So it's going to say that if I'm gonna to use this, then what I have to do, is static, otherwise make it static. Static means don't have to make an object of that class. Static class cannot find because it is not allowing, because our other classes are non-static. A static class can only call a static class. A non-static class cannot call a all a unstatic classes. ठीक है? Okay, if you have to make this method call inside in another class, you have to make a static main method, you have to call that static class, otherwise you can do the same. Otherwise अगर आपको टेस्ट को प्रिंट ही कराना तो I am using the cake data type and my object is type. I want to know the type and giving the memory new cake, and then just going to do this, and then system dot, don't need to print it, just type dot taste. I'm going to use this method of this class, just print it, nothing else, no need to do anything. Class static, yeah, this is static. Now we have to make it public, because I already told you static class can only be called by static classes. You can say the cake is strawberry, the cake is of strawberry flavor. So in this class what we have learned, we have learned static method, we have learned classes, we have used classes in another class, we have used method in the same class, we have used method of different class into the same class. So I hope this is clear till then. In the upcoming classes we are going to understand how we can initialize this variable by different types. We can initialize by data by reference, by using the methods, and by using the constructor. I am in the upcoming class I am gonna to show this. Let me show you. Initialize through method, object initialize through constructor, then examples like rectangle, anonymous object is but is anonymous, creating multiple object by one type only, and many more. ठीक है, तो बी इन टच, वी विल लर्न इट। बने रहिए इस चैनल के ऊपर और इसको प्रैक्टिस करना मत भूलना। अपने खुद के लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, और अगर ऐसा कंटेंट आपको चाहिए, लेट मी guide ki in which language you are comfortable, whether in English or in Hindi. You can watch my prior content which is basically in Hindi. If you like that, then support my channel, subscribe it, like, put a like button on this video. Meet you in another video with the upcoming trend of classes object. So bye bye everybody, keep learning, keep practicing the oops